What is going on, everyone? Welcome into BP Insight. So I think the one thing men forget when it comes to women is women fuck men they respect. They don't fuck men they like. They don't fuck men they love. You know who said this? You know who said that quote? But it makes sense when you think about it. You know, you have to be a man worthy of respect. You know, you got to make money. You got to get into shape. You got to be attractive. If you're over 6 feet tall, that's a huge added bonus. If you're good looking, that's an added bonus. But even if you're not good looking, you can continue to improve. Like I talked about, there's always ways you can improve your looks. I don't think there are some guys that are at a genetic disadvantage, but there's always like I said before, and I think I said this in the last episode, you can't. It's really hard not to be better looking if you improve. Like if you get your teeth whitened, you get in fantastic shape, your jaw's thinner, and you eat as hell. It's hard to not look better. Like there may be a rare exception where some guy's better looking, like overweight somehow, with. You know, well, white teeth always look better, but there may be an exception where a guy's like better looking because he's like bigger and like thicker. Like if he gets thinner and in shape, maybe he doesn't look as good. There may be some rare exception, but for 98% of men getting into good shape, eating healthy, that's you have to look better, at least somewhat from that. Like it's just like it's just such a little percentage chance that you're not going to look better from that. But yeah, we'll take a shift here. We'll talk carnivore diet. So, you know, I've primarily done a carnivore diet. I eat meat, fruit, vegetables, and it's really worked well for me. You know, I've always kind of had like an OCD, like obsessive thoughts, like that clears up. You don't really overthink things too much. Your mind is like, you can think clearly. You can have like deep thoughts. You can you can really just think so clearly. That's what people always say. Just the mental clarity of the carnivore diet is so clear. So big fan of carnivore diet. I wish I would have started sooner. I've done it for about 2 years. I've kind of made subtle changes along the way. I think that's what's key to having success in it, is you're always making subtle changes with it. Like, because I was eating beef jerky, stopped eating beef jerky, felt even better from that, because beef jerky, not really necessarily a carnivore diet unless it's just completely, you know, beef jerky as it is without the added sugars, sodium. I was eating the ones with kind of added sodium. That just wasn't making me feel the best. Cut out that, just strictly Angus beef steak with just salt added. I think that's a lot of people get confused about carnivore diet. They think, oh, let me add ketchup. Can I eat a bun? No, you can't eat a bun. You can't eat ketchup. You can't eat mustard. It just offsets the benefits of carnivore diet, because then you're still eating the unneeded, you're still eating dairy, which really I don't eat dairy. Some people are a believer in dairy. I know that goes along with keto. You don't need dairy. You don't need ketchup. You don't need added sugars. You don't need added carbohydrates. You don't need added sodium. So yeah, no ketchup, no buns. You know, just meat the way it's intended. You know, just with salt. You know, salt's natural. Salt is already naturally in the food. So you just don't need the additives. So you're a big believer in carnivore diet. Joe Rogan made that popular. Jordan Peterson made it popular. You just feel so much better. I think, you know, part of what got me down this rabbit hole of researching the carnivore diet and learning as much as I could about it was just like, you know, I always thought that there was, because I've always kind of had trouble sleeping. I haven't been always able to think clearly. I've kind of really had unwanted thoughts in my head. I'm thinking like, how do I feel even better? Like I've got to be able to sleep better. I've got to be able to feel better. So there must be something out there. And I've kind of always pondered that question for a long time. I thought I had sleep apnea. I thought I had sleep issues. And then I found that Jordan Peterson video on Joe Rogan. So they had 2 episodes where they talked about carnivore diet. The first one was about 4 years ago. It might have been 5 years ago. They talked about how he switched to that diet. You know, because his daughter kind of had discovered it, because she found out, Michaela Peterson had found out that what's one thing you can eat the rest of your life and sustain and have it be sustainable, and that's meat. So he found that. He was on a meat and greens diet, then he shifted to just meat, and it's felt really good since. Michaela Peterson had all these health issues, went on a carnivore diet. All those health issues dropped off one by one. So that's, you know, to me, I think there's two kinds of people when you watch a video like this. I think there's the people that still remain skeptical, and there's people like me that's just like, it immediately clicked. Like the light bulb, whatever analogy you want to use, went off my head. I'm like, there's got to be something to this. I got to try it. Started right away. Felt better. Actually didn't feel necessarily great the first couple weeks because a lot of food just goes right through. You have really pretty bad diarrhea. And, but once you shift to that, it feels good because your body's kind of shifting from, all these excess carbohydrates and fats to just fats. And then I did add fruit, to kind of had the, because I needed I wanted some of the carbohydrates, some vitamin C. Some people on a carnivore diet don't do fruit because, carnivore itself has kind of become like a cult. So they just, there's a lot of people that just, only stick to eating meat. But yeah, I did add fruit back too. So yeah, that's the thing. I think adding fruit is a game changer for some. But yeah, back to how I got on this, Jordan Peterson, Michaela Peterson, when they talked about it, it really just, immediately clicked for me. I was all in, I was sold, and I started doing it. And I've really felt, the last 6 months, I've really honed in on just, Angus beef, whether it's hamburger patty, Angus beef, ground chuck, steak, eggs. I know some carnivores don't eat eggs. I'm still a believer in eggs because I'm working out, and I just want, that protein, but the amount of protein you get from this diet naturally is insane. Like I hear guys at the gym talk about, I'm on this all this protein, I'm on all this creatine. I'm just like, if you get on a carnivore diet, like look at how much protein's in like a New York strip steak. Like I got like a natural New York strip steak from this website, Melaleuca, and it had 78 grams carbohydrate or 78 grams protein. Excuse me. So you think about like 78 grams of protein just from that steak. Like you can just eating Angus beef, eggs, you can get so much protein from that in itself. Excuse me. So yeah, big believer in carnivore diet. Adding fruit back was a game changer. You can still eat vegetables as well. So yeah, recommend it. I think it's kind of funny, people just, people are always skeptical of this diet, and then you look at them and, it's McDonald's, it's Twinkies, it's Mountain Dew every day. Like I talked about, we've shifted so far from what healthy eating is that people don't even know. Like, that's how the Matrix is really working. Like, you think about it, like, 1800s, 1700s, people just ate, it was meat, potatoes, vegetables. Now we've shifted to advertisements for fucking Taco Bell, KFC, Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, Cravings menu. We've shifted to so many ads of this, and a lot of the poor can only afford some of the shit foods. We've shifted so far to that a lot of people don't even know what healthy eating is anymore. It's kind of crazy. It goes to show some of the stupidity of people, and it shows that some of the brainwashing and the work of the Matrix. Why does the Matrix want everyone fat and sick? Well, because they keep buying all these stupid prescription drugs on the television. They keep buying all this. They keep buying into this garbage on 60 Minutes by that Fatima Stanford, whatever idiot, where she's talking about obesity has nothing to do with diet or something along the lines. Now, I don't know. I can't remember exactly what she said. I don't want to get in trouble for misquoting her, but it was something along like they're promoting a drug, Ozempic, I think was the name of it. Whatever the fuck. I don't even care what the fuck the name of the drug was. They were promoting this drug for weight loss. And I'm like, these overweight women, I'm like, because doctors have been told it's always her fault. And I'm thinking, like, it's literally, you just have no self-control is what it is. That's what you have. You have no self-control. You don't need a special drug. People, that's what's so funny is like in health, I remember in health class in high school, we learned that, if you're gaining weight, you're eating at a caloric surplus. If you are losing weight, you're eating at a calorie deficit. Some people don't even understand that simple concept. It's like Brandon Carter talked on YouTube. A lot of people just controlling how much you eat is like a step above not pissing yourself on the mental control aspect. Some people just don't understand these basic things. It's crazy. That's why But if you're that stupid to not understand some of these basic things, it's no wonder there's stupid people who continue to just, binge eat junk food and wonder why they're obese, and they don't understand what healthy eating is. So I guess when you understand, people buying into, all these stupid drugs for weight loss, you understand why they were stupid enough in the first place to just, only eat Twinkies and Taco Bell and a bunch of the crap. Because like I've always said, it's very hard to be an obese person only eating steak, eggs, fruit, vegetables, natural potato. Like, it's almost impossible to be obese doing that. Because you got to think, when you're eating healthy food, like look at how much I can, like on this carnivore diet, I can eat a ton and not gain any weight. It's like I've eating, like on vacation last week, I was eating like 30-ounce tomahawk steaks. I'm still like losing weight. Because like natural foods go deeper down your digestive tract, and you're full for a lot longer. You're satisfied for a long. You're not. It's not like with carbs where you feel full, then you have a crash and you're hungry again. With bad carbs, processed food, where you're full and then you have like a crash, you're hungry again. That's the thing, and people don't realize that. Like you may see someone on a carnivore diet and they eat like a 30-ounce tomahawk, 20-ounce steak, and you're just like, they're gonna gain weight. But it's just like, that's, then they're not hungry for hours. Then, and they're still, and it's just like the body knows what to do with that food. The body does not digest Skittles and Mountain Dew as well. It's just foreign to the body. It's crazy. People just don't understand that stuff. But then again, when you realize people are stupid to not understand what healthy eating is, it ties into why people were stupid enough to fall for, or why people still wear masks. It's just like people still believe that a virus that's not much superior to the common cold, people still believe that virus, they're saving lives wearing a mask. It's crazy. Just absolutely stupid. A lot of stupid fucking people, and just... it's just crazy. But yeah, I think what I wonder is carnivore diet going to continue to grow? There's going to be more and more people interested. You hear like Joe Rogan talking about it, it's all anecdotal stories, but you continue to hear more and more people talk about, the benefits they've had from it. You hear people are not really getting... everyone's saying they feel superhuman. They're just, hopefully that there was supposed to be some official study come out of the benefits of carnivore diet. Hopefully that comes out, because there really was, there has been so many people that have just had, super benefits, going on carnivore diet. But yeah, it's crazy. You look at like the U.S. is pushing processed foods, and then you look at some countries in South America that are banning processed food. So it's kind of it's funny how some countries are doing the opposite. Now America could argue that South America are the wrong ones. South America obviously can argue America is the wrong ones. I'd be on their side. I'd be for banning processed food. They're for eating with your family, because when you eat with your family, you tend to usually eat healthier meals as opposed to when you eat alone. Obviously when you're by yourself, you just get stuff like fast food. But yeah, kind of crazy how there's always the two extremes. And we'll see, my side of it is, with South America, I'm a believer in banning processed foods, but we'll see if America is right, based on, got to take their studies with a grain of salt, but we'll see if they're right pushing all these processed food. But like for me though, personally, processed food just was not, like I remember like eating in a college cafeteria. Some of the food was pretty decent, but it was just like, that is the most that would make me pretty sick sometimes, just because that is just as processed as it gets. You can just tell that food is just not super fresh. Yeah, it's really too bad. But we'll see. We'll see if there's more of a push towards healthy eating. But like that Fatima Stanford that was on 60 Minutes, she's on the board of what is it, Pepsi or some of these soft drinks things. Because to be fair to some of the junk food industries, their goal is to make money. But now what the controversy with the junk food industries is, are they just going to continue to make food more and more addicting? I think that's kind of the main question. That's kind of where their ethics will get challenged. And that's ideally that's kind of a slippery slope. It's not a very good thing to do morally when you're starting to make food addicting. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see if there's more of a push towards carnivore diet. We'll see if there's more of a kind of a backlash with junk foods like sugared cereals, Mountain Dew, soft drinks. We'll kind of see how the way this starts to trend. But yeah, I think the more and more you think about the Matrix, kind of like, working out kind of has really opened my mind. It's kind of made me see things clearer. I think now that I'm awake, I think you really kind of get an understanding of, how the Matrix operates. And you really do see, kind of everyone is a slave when you think about it. Like you look around and you're like I'm looking, there's this one dude that's working security and mall security. I won't say where. I'm thinking like, big fat dude, just sits in the car all day. I'm thinking like, I don't know. I haven't asked him personally, but I'm sure he hates his life. Overweight, makes a run to McDonald's once in a while, just sitting in his car all day. I'm thinking like, dude, what a sad existence. And, you could argue that he's not accepting of this. You could argue that he doesn't, or you could argue that he's just doing it for a paycheck. But I think he's just kind of accepting his low status in society. Like his body's weak. I'm thinking like, that's just such a sad way to live. Like why? Like wake up, man. Like look at your grandfather. Look at your father. They at least were enough to reproduce, man. The way you're going, I don't know. I wish him the best. I think that's I think this has always been cool about me. Is even though I've challenged people who are not, I've not always been the best model citizen as far as self-improvement because I'm working to make money right now. But I have really hit the gym pretty hard the last 2 years and especially the last 6 months to get into good shape. And I do a good job of, doing the best I can hygiene. But I've always been, what's sad about a lot of men who are just perpetually failing, nerdy, fat dorks is there's always all these self-improvement guys teaching them how to improve. But I think deep down, they don't really give a shit if they improve or not. Because you look at the top percentage of guys really care if these low status betas just stay that way? Do they really care? Probably not. It's more pussy for them, more trips on the yacht for them, more money for them, more everything for them. So like, as I improve, I think as the more I improve, I'll probably care less. But as I'm kind of on my journey to continue to rise up, I think the less I care about that guy. But as I've yet to become the guy I want to be, I think that's the more I'm kind of like. I think when you're on that journey up, I think you're trying to take. That's when you're motivated to take others with you. Because I'm starting to get into shape. I'm on my path to making more money. I've got my own place now. I've got a car. I feel like I'm in a solid position relatively to most men. 6'3", fairly attractive. I know you guys can argue that I'm not, but I think I am. 6'3", fairly attractive, in shape, got my own car, my own place, working to make money. That's the emphasis right now. And I'm thinking because I felt like I was in the slave mind. I felt like I was closer to that guy, that mall security guy, low status guy that's just accepting the slave program. I felt like I was closer to that guy a few months ago than I was a top 10, 5, 2% level guy. So in a way, I kind of like I can understand that frame of mind that he's in. And what I would assume in that frame of mind, like, I guess I'll make the point, I want him to come on this upward journey, with other men. But I can see that frame of mind that he's in as far as, this is a guy, fat, overweight, balding, weak body, probably weak mind, McDonald's boy. So I you see all these things and you're thinking, this guy probably doesn't get a lot of respect from people. Hasn't probably gotten a lot of good social feedback throughout his life as far as when he interacts with people. Probably a lot of people are rude to him, oftentimes for no reason, simply because he's overweight, not the best looking guy, doesn't respect himself. But so with all that being said, you think like with all that being said, you think like he just accepting the slave programming of just staying a low status guy and not really standing up for anything, to him, that's comforting, I believe, in his mind, as opposed to trying to improve, getting rejected by women, trying to make some more money and getting rejected by men he wants to network with. So you feel the state he's in, I think that's the problem with a lot of low status men who are fat, scrawny, weak, nerdy, dorky. I think they're more comfortable the way modern society's become. We have more comforts, video games. You can distract yourself, video games, sports teams. A lot of these nerdy, dorky guys feel more comforting sitting at home just binging Fortnite and McDonald's. So I think, he's in a comfort zone right now. And his comfort zone feels better than, getting out and trying to achieve and do and accomplish things in life. But like, the thing is, like, remember Owen Cook was talking about this with a nerdy, dorky guy he was talking about. The problem with a lot of low status guys is they know they're on an island. They're on an island that's probably about to explode. Now this guy's probably not going to die. Obviously, hopefully he lives a long, good life, can turn things around. But but he needs to swim to the new island, and the swim's going to be tough. Like for this guy, number one, eating healthy. He's got to eat healthy. He's got to get in shape. Strong body, strong mind. He's got to start networking. He's got to get to know people. He's got to start a business. He's got to make some money. He's got to do something more than mall security. He's got to start having success with women, even if it's not the most, even if it's not 8s, 9s, 10s. He's got to have success with some at least decent, somewhat quality women. So all those things, it's going to be tough. That's going to be the swim. It's going to be a challenge for him. Can he do those things? That is a question. But I think the main point with this is that, a lot of low status men are just too comfortable. They're just too comfortable being low status. And it's really sad. But yeah, I think that's what's tough. And I know Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate were talking about this. I think it's such a mind fuck for some guys to go on Instagram. Like, I think I'll just make this point real quick. I think it's sad men spend so much time on Instagram watching women and then as opposed to using that energy to improve and become the high value man, where those women just could become their girlfriend. They're not even much of a challenge. I think that's the thing when you look at top level guys. Like, did Tom Brady sit around on Pornhub or Instagram all day looking at girls? No, he invested that energy in becoming high value enough where those women became his reality. Those women became the women he dates. You look at too many men are just, scrolling on Instagram all day. Scrolling on Instagram is almost as toxic as just being on Pornhub, because it's just like, it's just quick dopamine hits. Oh, attractive girl. Yeah, like, give her attention, validation, make her resent you because you're just one of the peasants in her mind liking your picture. So it's just false dopamine hits. It's just such a waste of time. You don't accomplish anything. Maybe you message her, it just, sent, she doesn't even look at it. She's just, yeah, boring. This guy's got 5 followers. Yeah, him gaming. What a loser. Dork. So it's just really sad how much time men, waste on Instagram looking at women. And then back to the other point was, it's just such a mind fuck looking at Instagram. You look at all these high status guys with women on boats and yachts, and you look at these women who are with dudes who are, big, strong, in shape, making money, have a business, have status, influence. And there's some of these guys out there, like mall security guy, or the guy at the grocery store who's fat, works by the self-checkout line, because I assume he can't even work the checkout line, and he can't even make eye contact. He said, "Have a nice day." Yeah, I will have a nice day. I'll have a better day than you, fat fuck. So I guess back to, and that's the thing. These guys will look at these girls on Instagram, and then it's like, doesn't that kind of burn you that these girls are gonna fuck someone? They're gonna hook up with someone. And is life all about getting the most attractive 8s, 9s out of 10 girls? No, but I think deep down, the same way that girls go for the top level guys, I think that's kind of also true with men. I think men intrinsically, deep down, I think they really want to get with the most attractive women. Obviously, men will settle for less just because not every man has the capability to attract a Summer Rae, Sam Frank, Ruby Rose, the most attractive. Not every man has the ability to do that, but I think deep down most men want to. They just don't have the capability to. It's the last thing, there was this fat woman saying that men shouldn't date unless they have $50,000, and the way men reacted is so typical. Is a lot of men got enraged, but the problem with a lot of men that got enraged, I know Tristan Tate was talking about this, Andrew Tate a little bit, and Fresh and Fit. The problem with a lot of the men that got enraged is, she's not completely wrong. Because, if you're a man, if you don't, like myself included, if you're not making a good amount of money, a lot of women will just disqualify. I think Andrew Tate made the best point when you talk about why money is important with women, because money will qualify you to try. I think there's a lot of women that are 9s and 10s. They will not even give broke men the time of day. They will, broke men are invisible. So I think that puts it in perfect perspective when he's talking about how money ties into success with women, because money qualifies you to try. It says, it's like pulling up to the club with a Lambo. You got about 5, it buys you some time to talk to the woman. Now, if you talk to her, you're boring, you're a little bit creepy, something's off with you, she'll reject you, move on. But the point being is, to some 9s and 10s, if you don't have money, that door is just closed. It's kind of that's how money, I guess, can tie in with height too, because if you're some girls only date guys over 6 feet. So if you're below 6 feet, that door is just closed. So I was talking about with some guys at the bar one time. I was like, do you think height helps you get girls? And there's it helps you. I think it helps get you in the door. I'm just yeah, I agree. That's, and that's always, I think, and that's, if you ask most tall guys, though, it will probably say the same answer. They'll probably give you about that same answer. It helps get you in the door. I think that's exactly the way to put it. Similar to money, helps get you in the door, helps buy you some time. I think maybe I went back and forth on this, but that's might be why status is the most powerful, because there's just girls that, if they see high status guys, it's immediately, pants, they'll fuck them, immediately. Just, it's like a couple of years ago, I was up at Central Michigan, and the guy from iCarly was there, and there's girls freaking screaming. What I'm thinking when they're freaking out, and I got to meet him, it's just yeah, I'll fuck him. I'll suck his dick. So I think that's why status may be the most powerful as far as fucking is concerned. But as far as, get it, looks and money, just looks and money are kind of the, the ultimate examples of opening the door, with status. Obviously status opens the door too, but I think status gets a lot of times the, immediate fuck. So yeah, I'm going to close with that. Thanks guys for tuning in to BP Insights. Stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show. Till next time. Peace.